Hey everybody, Weem here. Welcome to Software Inc., a game I've been playing recently and have been very much enjoying. So I thought I would bring it here, let you guys know about it, see if you might be interested in it. This is a game that I actually described to somebody recently as being similar to Game Dev Tycoon, but with much more depth, and not just about game development, it's about software in general. And it just has a lot more going on. It looks like it's been around since 2015, actually early 2015. I know it's been on my wish list for a long time, and I just picked it up maybe a week ago or so, and been having a lot of fun with it. I'm gonna actually go ahead and cancel this tutorial, yes. So I'm gonna walk you through the basics of the game. Definitely don't expect this to be a training video on how to play the game, rather, as I mentioned, just me explaining to you what I like about it, so you have an idea of what's going on. So when we're first getting started, we're going to choose our company. I'm going to call this Weem LLC. Actually, I think I already have a Weem LLC. I do have a Weem Tech as well. Let's do it like this though. Weem Tech, capital Tech, like this. So we're going to actually figure out our founder, some of his stats down here, basically his skills rather, some of his specializations here, how he looks, you know, his gender, all of these things, his name, and that's kind of what we've got to get started with. And these are pretty important, deciding, you know, what you want to do, because it'll give you an indication of, you know, who you may be hiring next. If I go kind of front load on designer/artist here, it could be that, you know, I'm going to need a programmer. I could have him be heavy on the programming spot, and so there might be some things I can do just solo for a bit. But I've been starting this game basically having the lead, the main guy, myself, I guess, your main character, and then a secondary person right off the bat. I've been starting with 2 employees total. Let me put it that way. Okay, I've got a number of things figured out. I just kind of set up the look here. I've got some colors. I think I'm just going to leave these. I made a slight adjustment. Maybe, actually, let's go to the legs, shoes, and just get these to be a bit darker. I don't need purple shoes. Something like that'll work. So if I jump down here, you can see I've set some of these sliders. I actually want to, I thought I might bring design down a bit and then bring the lead up a bit. And mouse over, you can see increase the ability to bring together a team and boost their stats and handle management tasks. So he's kind of a programmer with some good lead skills. I'm going to lower this down a bit more and get programming full. And then I will probably hire somebody, probably like a marketing person, and then try to have this guy just handle this stuff. The marketing person may come later, but you know what? Let's just jump into this, and we'll get into that element a bit later. Okay, so one of the first things you end up doing is you've got to have a place to work. We've got this street here, all kinds of space. So let's zoom in here a bit. We're going to click this guy, go to build mode, and not use the tutorial. So we've got a grid. This is the area we have to work in, and this can actually expand later. But for now, this is what we have. So let's go ahead and select walls. Again, I'm not going to go through all of these options here. I'm just going to kind of do this so you can get an idea of what the game is about. There's other videos out there that will act as better tutorials than I'm going to be able to present to you. So let's keep this kind of small. I think for now, this is going to be an entrance. And what I'll do is, let's do a double door there. So there you go. I'll zoom this in. So we're going to have an entrance. We're going to have a room to work in, and there may be 2 people. And so we need enough room for a couple people and some desks. We also need a break room, and a bathroom would be good as well. So I might do a break room on the other side. Let's switch back to the walls. Let's see, how am I missing this here? Oh, door selected. Let's not do that. So we're going to do a wall. We can just do, how big do I want to do this? Maybe 4x4. So we're trying not to spend a lot of money. Now, I actually have, in the top left, you can see 44,000. I let myself start with 50,000, more than I normally do, just so I can make sure I can show you some things without bankrupting too soon. We did a 4x4 there, right? There you go. Another 4x4. Let's get some doors in here. Let's just put these right up front. I can actually hold shift and then do a few of those. And then we actually want some windows. Let's do here, here, and maybe a small one on the sides. Something like that. I think that'll work. And then, so this was going to be the break room, so then we will need a bathroom. And we're just going to go ahead and do that. This is going to be an oddly shaped place. Just a little bit. We'll throw a door. Cool. And then we can actually get to some of these other elements like a bathroom. We're going to grab the toilet and stick that in here. We'll get some lights. I don't know how many you necessarily need. I seem to get away with just kind of one in each of my rooms if they're not too big. So do that, do one in the bathroom. Cool. So there you go. We've got kind of this base set down. We're going to need to get some furniture in there, right? Because we've got people to get working, including your own character. So let's do a table here and here. And you can come into this mode anytime and build. You can take down walls and expand. You can actually make another room and then select both rooms and merge them, which makes them one room. So you don't have to get everything figured out in the beginning. Fortunately, it's pretty good about letting you sell back things. What I don't know is if you can sell back stuff one-to-one or not, but we can easily rearrange things. So we're not going to worry too much about that. We only have access to this current computer, so one of the things about this game is that it does take place in 1980 is the time we're in, and time will move through the years and the technology will increase as well. So right now we're locked out of these computers. That's what you'll see, gray elements, including some of the elements of software that we make because we just haven't progressed far enough yet. But let's go ahead and get the two computers down. Didn't hold shift when I did that. So there you go. Now if I mouse over this, it says the temperature will vary a lot in this room. So we need to add things that will help with that. So for one, we've got an AC unit. Let's go ahead and drop that maybe, yeah, in the middle of this wall. Did that work? Yeah, 500. And then we will grab the radiator. It runs an expensive district heating. So this is kind of a room by room basis here. So we'll go ahead and take one of these. And I'm going to go ahead and shift click here. And I don't think I need one for the hallway or bathroom, so we're going to leave those alone. But what we do need is a table for the break room, and we'll put this here. It'd be nice if we had a coffee machine, so we're going to get one of those, put that here. And then you've got all kinds of other little things here, and you can mouse over and see what it will do. So this is actually a room boost for skill, right, for environment. If we mouse over the plant, you can see that helps with mood. This one adds noise, but it's a food generator, so they can have access to food, which is nice. But also, I think we get that with the refrigerator, right? It generates food, for cooks to cook. I know in the past I've had people get hungry, so I might just go with the vending machine. Okay, so I've got a number of things down now to help with mood and everything like that, but you can get really customized in here as well. And you can see just by left clicking through here, it actually selects entire rooms, and that's how it generates the benefits of different things like paintings. But we can actually right click in here, and we've got a lot of different options, including assigning a room to certain teams, and you can create teams as well. So it's a nice way to manage kind of where people will work. But we can actually go into room colors and tweak all kinds of things. You can see if I choose interior here, I can actually slide this all around. You'll see the wall colors change. So we could do, get some really cool, different, styled rooms and everything. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go to floor, and we can kind of darken this. We could do some other kind of color down there. Let's see, I don't know, something like this. That looks cool. We've got a break room, so maybe this could probably be fine just leaving it as is, or we can get kind of crazy with some other things as well. We not only have colors, but we have room construction materials, so we could say interior and do something like that and wallpaper the room. So let's do that because that looks cool. And I think we're fine basically for what I'm wanting to show you. We don't need to go too crazy here. So let's go ahead and step out of build mode, and we're going to pause this because the game is essentially started at this point. So people will show up, at least your character, my character is going to show up here, but I wanted to hire somebody. So down here we have all kinds of options. We can actually start our own software, get a contract, hire people, manage teams. You can see all the financial market stuff. So let's jump in here and get somebody hired. Okay, so I got the hire window open here. I did skip through the night. You can actually use this button to skip unused time. So it's jumped to the morning. You can see it's 7:23 a.m. But let's go ahead and hire somebody. I might be too late. I probably should have done this just before. They may not show up today, but we are hiring. So let's kind of think about this a minute. My character is very good programming. I just looked at his skill specifically. He's at 92%. It's very good. Lead is 60-ish%. So what we're going to do initially is we're going to actually take a lot of contracts. You know what, let me show you that really quick first. So these are the different contracts we have and the different contracts available for us to take. If I actually select logistics, you can see that the feature we need to do is command line. The recommended team size is 1. So we know this is going to be a programming thing that my character can take care of, and he will do it pretty quickly. And it's nice because the required quality here is mediocre. They're not expecting much from me. In fact, this contract here expects bad, so this would be a very easy one to do. And basically, the better this is, if it's really good or great, if it's something, the quality's really good, it takes a lot longer. So we can actually go through these pretty quickly. Let's go ahead and accept this contract. And it's for our core team. That's fine. You can see we just have one person in there set to the any role. I am going to change that. So let's go ahead and close this guy. So what we can do is we want to manage the character here. So if I manage employees, you can see there's Mike Weem. His role is any job, and his team is core. So I can actually switch the team, but right now we're going to keep it because there's only one team, core. We could change that if we wanted to. But I'm going to change the role to be programmer. So that is now set. That's what I will be doing. And we can just go ahead and close this out. So let's go ahead and hire somebody now. I think that's where I was heading with all that. I am set to be a programmer, and part of me wants to hire another programmer because initially I've found you just take a lot of contracts over and over. You finish one, you take another one, and you're kind of building up money. And primarily it's programming related. I could go for a designer and try and go for some other contracts as well, but it seems like a lot of it is related, or can be done strictly by people who have programming focus versus design. We can choose a specialty. Sometimes like the system stuff will come up. I'll go ahead and do that for now. And do I want to switch this back to programmer? I could take a marketing, which is really nice. It really hypes up a product, but because we're doing contract, there's really nothing to hype yet. And down the road, we may get a marketing person. So the salary, the higher it is, the better person we can get. We have, a decent amount of money, but this does go pretty quickly. We're going to interview for these guys. The videos I've actually watched people do, they select all of these. But I've been doing overall skill and personality primarily. I don't know. Let's go ahead and do that. And then we're going to go ahead and bring this cost up here. And we really want to find somebody good, especially right off the bat. I want to have a really good team member right from the beginning. In fact, let's just go ahead and raise the salary just a little bit more. Maybe, I was going to say close to 4,000, but that's like all the way, isn't it? Yeah, how about just under 4K? There we go. Let's begin looking. So here we go. We've got a list of all the available people. If I sort by skill, you can see 80% is the highest, but this is a 54-year-old, and so they may not be around super long. We can see, and not with us very long, I should clarify. They may move on or retire. So anyway, if we come down, we've got Gladys Skinner is 75%. It does look like it drops down into the high 70s, so this isn't that far down. Granted, we have some amazings in here. You know what, let's go back up here. There's a little bit of marketing skill, probably won't use that anyway. Like I said, we'll probably hire a marketing person specifically. So go back, Weem, just do this. We're gonna go ahead and hire Ruth. Yes, we are. It's telling us that we have to be careful because money is gonna be tight. We've dropped to 28K, but let's go ahead and start this timer up, see how things go. So we've got me, I'm assuming, in here. Has come in for work. Down in the bottom left, you can see Mike Weem, programmer, founder, at work, working, not working because not qualified to do the assigned task. So right now we actually need design. So I forgot that we actually have this design step, but we can actually, I think he's probably got enough, right? Let's jump in here. And we're going to switch this out. I probably should just be keeping the role as any initially. Some of you watching who have played this are probably saying, yep, that's a good idea. Yeah, see, there you go. So let's go ahead and we're going to stop this because you can overdo this, right? It's kind of a waste of time. It's not very efficient. And from what I read, it can be problematic when you do that. So we've actually we've got the design step done. That's this blue line and you can see 100%. So we're going to now go to develop. And we're going to skip that tutorial. So now we're in the alpha stage and we're on any role, so he will continue to do this. Promoting would go to beta. We don't want to do that. Here's the bar all the way out here, so it's got to fill this whole area. We can actually go ahead and speed the timer up. There it goes. I paused it a little early, but we'll just slow this down. Just as we approach 100, we can stop this here. I think it does pause momentarily, but now with alpha done, we can actually promote. Now we're in a delay. We can actually run this through. That was quick. Which has now jumped to beta. We'll go ahead and run this guy through. Hold on, hold the phone. I forgot, we can release this now. So, we are set. That's how quick this is. Now when you take these contracts, it's very fast. I can actually go ahead and release this. What are we at? 28, 729. I think it's going to tell us in the window anyway. Yep, we got 9,446. So that was a nice jump in money. We did that all before the end of the very first day, right? Yeah, we spent the very first day through the night getting here. So technically day 2, but in the very first month, because I chose to do 2 days per month. You can actually set that, I think, up to 8 days per month. By default, it's 1 day per month, but anyway, I digress. All right, we started the next day. Let's go ahead and pause. Time's going pretty quick. You can see we now have Ruth in here. Ruth is getting started. Any role at work, not working because there's no tasks assigned. That makes sense because we don't have a contract. We just finished the other one last night. So let's go ahead and grab one. Now, technically, I just kind of sped through the last like 2 hours of the day before, which was totally bad. I just wanted to jump to this next part. I should have already taken the contract and already had them basically starting at the time they came in. This is all wasted time they've just spent. So we can actually jump in here and look through what we've got. And again, some of the ones that have a lower quality might be nice, just, you know, required quality, because we know we can nail that and it won't take too long. But we do have 2 people and things are going pretty quickly now. So we could take on something maybe a little bit more challenging, or obviously for more money, for example. So let's go ahead and take this guy. It's 11,000. It's one of the highest on here. The required quality is horrible, so it's actually quite easy to do. We're going to go ahead and accept that work. It's part of the core team. We have 2 at the any role, I'm noticing, but I think that's fine. Let's go ahead and close this out, and we can see, let's see if we kind of bring her up here. Ruth. Right, so her code is good. Art, right, okay. Alrighty, well I just finished that previous project and quickly took on 2 more contracts. So we're going to do 2 simultaneously based on their quality and everything. You can see right off the bat they have different lengths here for the phases. You actually have a priority meter here as well, so I could click this up to 2 and they would focus on this one first. I've noticed that they still work on both in some of the tests I've done, but they do prioritize one. It does go faster. This one is going to take a little bit longer, I think, because they required it to be good. Whereas this one was bad, or I think it was bad. So anyway, we've got those 2. I'm going to actually start this off slowly. You can see we're at 11 o'clock. Speed this up just a little bit more instead of the full speed. So you see they're coming along at a similar pace. Let me just kind of crank this one up to 2. And you can see now that it's actually moving along a bit faster. So this would mean that these both get wrapped up at about the same time. Now it might be that you turn the slower one down and the faster one up to kind of hammer one out and then shift their focus right away. That could be an approach, but again, that's all part of the experimenting in this game and seeing what works. So that's at the 100%. We'll hit develop, moves it to alpha. So you can see they're going to jam through that element of it. So we've got a warning about an employee being stressed. Too many tasks. Well, too bad. We have a lot of work to do. So everybody is gone for the day. We've got our button to pop up here. We can skip the unused time. Gets us through the day, and they will come right back into the office. You've got a meter here about monthly profits. You can see we started off bad because we spent our money on basically setting up the office. But with that kind of out of the way, we're about to release this software. 49,000 to 59,000, and now their focus is wholly here. But yeah, with the office built out of the way and those kind of upfront costs done, we should be able to continue pulling in contracts, hammering them out like this, making more and more money. So let's switch this to develop. This is what we're good at. We're going to get to promote this. There you go, to beta, release, 59,000 to 68,000. I'm going to go ahead and pause. So we've had a very good day. We're already at, what, almost 2 p.m., hammered a bunch of stuff out. We also have a rating up here. You can see our business reputation, get some information about that there. Your company can actually get to be known to do certain things. For example, the 2D editor could be a thing that we get known for. But basically, the idea is we're working up contracts, and eventually we're going to jump in here to develop our own software. So let me kind of walk you through that. Okay, so this is where we're going to choose what we want to work on. Now, this is probably a bit early to be doing this. I may not actually do this. I actually worked up to like a little over 100,000, took on my own project, and then realized, wow, when you take on your own software and you have like a number of features, it takes a long time. So you're kind of just bleeding money because you're working on one project that's making no money. So I started taking contracts on the side as much as I could, which slows down your software. But let's jump into here. So here's the different types of software we can do. Obviously we can name it, and we can select this, and you can see operating system, 2D editor, and it gives you a description for all of these things. We've also got some cool options, for example, to make a game engine, and then we could actually lock that in. Actually, let me select this. We can actually choose for it to be in-house, meaning that we don't sell this. We actually make this internally for ourselves, and then if we go to make a game, we can actually choose our own game engine to use for the game. And since it's only ours, you know, we benefit. We're the only ones benefiting from that. If we make like a really good one that's really better than all the other ones out there, you know, we're sitting on top of that ourselves. So that's pretty cool. So I think the 2D editor, from what I've seen and some other videos I've watched, seems to be kind of the go-to initially because it's just not as complex. There's not as much there. But basically, it's got a price that is, it chooses the price for you. You can adjust that. I'm not really sure what the category is yet, but anyway, skip that. We also do need to choose an operating system for it. We're going to jump in here. We've got a number of operating systems to choose from. You can see how many active users they have, all kinds of stuff. There's like licensing costs, everything. And then I think in here, yeah, it tells you when it came out. And I think that there's a way to get a heads up on new stuff that's upcoming. May not be in this window. I'm not sure. But anyway, we can see that this is the big one right here. The Opti 4 is the big one. So maybe we build for that. The next biggest is the Opti 3, so it must have been the previous one. But we're just going to go ahead and choose this so I can kind of walk you through. As you can see, there's a whole number of other things to be taking a look at as well. But let's go ahead and just take that guy. Here we can actually select the different features. On a mouse over, it actually tells you what those are as well, and then the specializations you would need, if any. So if I select pixel manipulation, you can see that we need a 2D artist for that, and all of these are similar. And I think that's why this one's often chosen, is because you kind of can start with that. And we also have some other things that could be added in here, but you can see they're locked, and they actually give you the year of when they unlock, which is pretty cool. Now, another thing to consider here is you can actually base some software on whether it's an original IP or whether you're going to base it off of something else you've made, which is kind of cool because it brings along a fan base with it. So you kind of have a head start there. One thing I noticed was when I made my 2D editor in another game, I had all these features. And then I went to make another one and I based it on the first one. So I did like Weem's 2D editor, like 2.0, but I hadn't progressed far enough to add really any more features. So it was just kind of like, well, I guess I'm making it for a new OS, sure. And it actually did sell pretty well. But anyway, that's something to consider. I thought, you know what, next time I might make an editor that doesn't have these features so that when I make a follow-up to it, I can actually have some new features. I don't know how much that plays into the you know, effectiveness as far as sales go or anything. I'm not sure, but that's what I like about this. I like experimenting. So we could go ahead and develop this. I'm not going to, well, I guess we could do that. That's fine. But we're going to call this Weem 2DE, although I used a 3 there. 2DE, we'll develop that. Let's see, do we want to start up a marketing campaign? So we can actually do this, and basically, I actually meant to select yes. I think we can actually market. We can do that here. So we can actually choose different elements here. We've got a pricing and all of this stuff. Core team, we could actually make a new team if we wanted, start it, and that appears out here, and you would work on this just like you would work on any other project. You decide a team to it, you know, a marketing person. We would give them maybe another room, a desk, anything that might benefit them, and to kind of have them separated out so they can do their work, and then they would just kind of crank through this just like we would in anything else here. So I think you probably have a pretty good idea of how that would work. Alright, so we're on the next day. You can see that the software's coming along. I've actually got the time very slow. This is on the slowest it can go. But you can see that they've started a little bit on our editor and have got at least the design phase just about done for a contract that I took. None of the marketing is being worked on right now, unfortunately, so that's not good. It probably would be good for me to hire a marketer, or I could, let's see, it's already on any roll. I wonder if I ramp that up. Somebody might work on that who's got at least a little bit. Oh, there we go. I was like, sorry, Ruth, don't mean to watch you in there. My bad. So anyway, yeah, that's something I could look into, getting somebody to kind of get this thing started. But as you can see, we're good there. We're going to switch to development, so that's going to come along pretty quick. And meanwhile, our software comes along quite slowly I could even this out, because we've got a whole day and probably finish this. So again, dials. So you're messing with dials here, trying to get things, you know, working very effectively and efficiently. Now in another save that I did, I actually started this way. I had 2 people. Things went really well. I ended up getting up to I think almost 300,000. So I expanded. I hired I think 5 programmers, a couple designers, like a marketer, and I just bit off way too much, and I ended up going bankrupt pretty quick. It was just overkill, and then I was really focused on my software and trying to crank it out, so I basically had no contracts, and I just bled money all the way to the end, but I had a lot of fun doing it. Well, I think I'm going to pretty much leave it at that. This game has a lot going on, and I didn't mean to even get into the details, as many of the details as I have already. I wanted to keep this light, it just kind of show you guys the game, get you thinking about it, see if maybe this was something you wanted to check out some more yourself. Again, I'm really enjoying it. Price currently on the game is $13.99 on Steam. So you can check it out there. I'll have a link down in the description to this. And you know what? I'll link you to a video that I watched recently because I thought it was pretty interesting. I'm forgetting his name offhand. I'm so sorry, man. But I watched the first 4 of his videos. He did really well. Just huge company from like nothing. Lots of employees. So if you're looking for that kind of stuff, look down in the description. I'll put his video here at the end actually as well. We'll do that. So you can check out that gameplay. I think just by a few videos in, he's really taken off. So anyway, I do want to thank you guys for watching. As always, I really appreciate it. If you've been playing this, or if you end up playing it, let me know what you think down in the comments. Otherwise, I will catch you next time.